welcome to another of Cosette's Enchanted Journeys. What's in this pot, you might be wondering? Well, I am making a big pot of spaghetti because I got really hungry when talking to Cosette about today's story, and she and I both decided spaghetti would be perfect. Would you like to go with us now and read the story that inspired this pasta pot cooking? Me too. Okay, I'm going to stop stirring. I'm going to say the magic words. Can you say them with me? I'm going to rub my hands together and say, I wish to go on an enchanted journey, and away we go. And welcome, boys and girls, for another magic story time. Today, I'll be reading Strega Nona by Tomie dePaola. I hope you like it. In a town in Calabria a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went because Strega Nona did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands, and she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden, so she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water. For this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Strega Nona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. She sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup, boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot, I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't get to see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked all by itself. "You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "Such a lie." And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday I'll get the pasta pot and make it cook, and then they'll be sorry." That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her, and for your lunch there are some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, Strega Nona," said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, "My chance has come." As soon as Strega Nona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. "Now let's see if I can remember the words," said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry, it's time to sup, boil enough to fill me up." And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. "Aha!" said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, "Everyone get forks and plates and platters and bowls! Pasta for all at Strega Nona's house! Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work." Of course, everyone laughed, but ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Strega Nona's, the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priest and the sisters from the convent. And some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings, but the pot was never empty. When all had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. Simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until a sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Strega Nona's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but pasta kept pouring from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover and Big Anthony as well and spilled on the floor of Strega Nona's house. "Stop!" yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta did not stop, and if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. "Do something, Big Anthony," they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. "We must protect our town from the pasta," shouted the mayor. "Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade." But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling, and the pasta kept coming. "We are lost," said the people. And the priest and the sisters of the convent began praying. "The pasta will cover our town," they cried. And it certainly would have had Strega Nona not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what had happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt. "Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona," the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. "String him up," the men of the town shouted. "Now wait," said Strega Nona. "The punishment must fit the crime." And she took a fork from a lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. "All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pot," Strega Nona said. "And I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating." And he did. Poor Big Anthony. The end. Poor Big Anthony probably got a lot bigger by the time he finished his bowl of pasta. What do you think? And since we read so much about pasta, maybe we could do a pasta craft today. Does that sound fun to you? You ready to go with me and do that now? All right, let's go. So the first step in this project is to cook some spaghetti. You don't need to use an entire box. If you'd like to, you certainly can. I've laid out about a half a box of thick spaghetti that I'm going to be cooking just to soften it up and get it ready for our art project. You'll want an adult supervision, but get your water heated up and cook your spaghetti. While your spaghetti is cooking and getting prepared, you can get your paper plates ready with your food coloring. I've got 4 food colors here. The typical red, yellow, green, and blue. It doesn't matter which ones you use. You can use anything that you like. These are made with vegetable juice, which is nice, so they're gonna not have any artificial dye on them, which is good. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna just squeeze a little bit of glue onto our plate and add a color. Let that soak into the glue. I'm going to check on my pasta. Have a nice rolling boil. You can add your pasta. Make sure you have an adult or a parent guardian supervise you during this step. You don't want to burn yourself. And we're just going to go ahead and cook our spaghetti. Once your pasta is soft enough, it's okay if it's a little what we call al dente. We just want it flexible enough that we can run it through our glue and our food coloring and make some shapes with it. So once that's done, you can go ahead and turn off the oven and drain your pasta. went ahead and rinsed my pasta with some cool water, so now it's nice and cool to the touch. It's not steaming, so now I can go ahead and start the magic and fun. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna take some pasta and you're gonna dip it into your glue and your food coloring and just swirl it around in there. You wanna get a good amount of glue and food coloring on there. Oh, look at that blue color I got. And when you're ready, you're gonna pile it onto your tray, your styrofoam tray. I've got this styrofoam tray here. You don't want too much glue. You don't want too much liquid. See how this is a little runny? That's very wet, so that's gonna take a long time for it to dry. So you can use a paper towel if yours is a little too wet in your tray. Your noodles might need to be dried a little bit if you're finding it that wet. You don't want them that wet. And then you're gonna pile them into your tray. So I recommend drying your noodles before you begin, or let them sit and air dry for a while before you speed up my dry time. I'm just taking a paper towel, and I'm just grabbing at my spaghetti noodles and drying them a little bit more. You can even hold a paper towel and kind of run your noodles through it. Just kind of grab at it and help dry them up, or just let them sit and dry, whatever you can do. You want them pretty dry for this project. Get the excess water off, and then you just run them through your glue and your food coloring in any way you like. And we're just gonna pile them on, mix them together. That's kind of a nice pinky red color there. Oh, that's fun. Kind of pile them together. So you just have fun making however you like your noodles, whatever colors. Use a little bit of glue. You want just enough glue that it's going to start to get firm and sticky. Not so much that it's dripping and making a mess all over the place, because we're going to want this to dry so that we can make a mobile out of it. And I'm just piling them on. Just adding glue, just mixing my noodles in there, picking up some of the food coloring. You can use a lot of food coloring to make your noodles dark. You can use a little food coloring just to give them a little tint of color. This is 100% up to you and your desired effect. You can mix colors together however you like it. So, when you are happy with your spaghetti colors and pile, the next thing you're gonna do is just let this dry. You need enough glue that you think it's gonna hold together. It's a little hard to tell when it's slimy, but enough glue it's gonna hold together. We're gonna let it dry, and then we should be able to string it up and turn it into a mobile. So you're gonna want some patience on this one, and just give it some time. With this one, you'll know that your pasta is just about ready when you grab it and pick it up, and it holds together. So this is starting to hold together a bit. It's getting close. I'm gonna let it continue to dry and the glue to set so that we can make this into a colorful spaghetti mobile. While that's drying, you can be looking for a piece of yarn and cut some length. What we're gonna do is we're gonna string this through, and then we're gonna hang it with a hook. So you can decide on that while you let your pasta dry. Checked back on my pasta, it's looking pretty dry. So now I can go ahead and run a thread through it, and then grab and pull it and try and make it an interesting shape before it fully dries. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start running my thread through it. You can just use your fingers and guide it through interesting ways under and over some of the noodles. Just wanna make sure you got a good clump wrapped around it there so that it doesn't fall off. You can make a ball if you want. You can make it a long, stretched out piece. This part is entirely up to you. I'm gonna start with just a ball and then I'm gonna stretch it out. So now I'm gonna just make a loop at the top of my thread that I can hang from a hook. And then while my pasta is still pliable here, I'm gonna just kind of let it stretch out, pull it down a little bit, try to make an interesting shape. And then when you've got that all said and done and you're happy with how it looks, you can hang it. So this is a spaghetti mobile. It's kind of crazy looking. It can be as interesting and unique as you like it. Mine is a little bit bound up. You might want to add some more string. You could even use like a clear fishing line to really separate it out and spread the noodles out more and make an interesting mobile. It's fun to add in string or other things to make it really interesting and kind of fun shapes and colors. And I think mine kind of looks like a jellyfish, so that's fun. I'll try and get a picture of that for you. But you can use more food coloring if you want yours to be darker and more vibrant. You can hang it from a hook. You can hang it in a window. It can be anything that you like it to be. Hopefully you had fun, because I find playing with food to be a lot of fun. And it's fun to try and make art and sculptures and things from food. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but hopefully you gave it a try today and you had fun with it, and maybe you'll try it again. And there's my jellyfish. So as soon as that's finished drying completely, I'll try and hang it. Since my sculpture came out looking a little like a jellyfish, I added him to my fish tank, so he's floating above my fishy. What do you think? You ready to head back to the magic lamp and say goodbye to Cosette? Me too. Let's go. And welcome back to the magic lamp, friends. Did you enjoy the story of Strega Nona? I bet poor Anthony probably doesn't want to eat pasta again for a long time. How about making art with me with the pasta noodles? Now remember, that's something you can use different shapes and different noodles of any color and shape and size to make different things. Whether you're gluing the pasta down onto something, or you're painting pasta and hanging it up, or maybe you're making a necklace. The possibilities are limited only by your creativity and imagination. So with that said, I hope you continue to use a lot of creativity and a lot of imagination to have a lot of fun. If you have ideas that you'd like to share with me and Cosette, you can send us an email to cosettesenchantedjourneys@gmail.com, or you can write to me at the address at the end of the show. I hope you'll come back and see us again really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.